113 degrees, hot in Las Vegas. Come inside and cool off with some WNBA action inside Michelob Ultra Arena. The Las Vegas Aces welcoming in the Phoenix Mercury. Taking a look at the WNBA standings, both the Aces and the Seattle Storm locked up in the top spot at 14-4. Both teams in action tonight. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Anne-Marie Anderson alongside WNBA head coach and GM, formerly of the Orlando Miracle, Carolyn Peck. Carolyn, the Aces have won 9 of their last 10 games. What has been the key to their success in this stretch?
Chemistry's coming together, both offensively and defensively. They're on the top in the WNBA in both of those categories. But tonight is also a Commissioner's Cup. Now, you look, the Seattle Storm, they sit on top. But the Aces, they're not out of this thing, not just yet.
Fans get a treat tonight. They get to see 2 of the best centers in the world.
In the world is right, and both these women represent their respective countries in the Olympics. You have Liz Cambage that will represent Team Australia, and she has been living her best life so far this season, both in the paint, nice face-up game, and she has been the backstop for the Las Vegas Aces defense. But you also have on the other side Brittany Griner, who has been playing extremely well for the Phoenix Mercury. She can get it done inside in the paint. She has a nice face-up game as well. And again, another shot blocker, actually the best shot blocker in the league so far this season.
That's right. Griner's 2.1 blocks lead the W.
And I'm looking at the rebounding. They are matched 9 rebounds a game. And look at how efficient both of these post players are when they get the ball inside.
I know you said these are Olympians. We've got even more Olympians, Carolyn. 10 total on the floor today. 5 for the Mercury and 5 for the Aces, including A'ja Wilson and Chelsea Gray. Fans are excited to see the top-ranked Las Vegas Aces here in Michelob Ultra Arena. Courtside, how about the men's Olympic team here as well? Draymond Green of the Warriors and Damian Lillard of the Portland Trail Blazers here to cheer on the Las Vegas Aces as well. Speaking of the Olympians, how about the ones on the floor today? There's so many stars.
Well, you have Kelsey Plum that's going to represent 3-on-3. A'ja Wilson and Chelsea Gray will also be representing the 5-on-5 for Team USA. And you also, on the other side, you have Diana Taurasi, you have Skylar Diggins, you have Brittany Griner that'll represent Team USA. Also, Alana Smith will represent Team Australia, and Kia Nurse, Team Canada.
Yeah, look at all those. Now, we are going to tell you that Diana Taurasi is not available today. That was a game time decision, left hip. So fans will see Taurasi in person, but not on the floor. So there'll be 9 technically on the floor, representing 4 different countries later in Tokyo in the Olympic Games. The excitement in the house is palpable as Vegas opens up piece by piece. The season ticket holders in here enjoying the show.
Well, Mark Davis has made sure that these season ticket holders are able to come in and enjoy the cool and see a red-hot Las Vegas Aces team.
Well, and I tell you what, if you're an Aces fan and you want to get in here, buy some season tickets. That's how you can get in right now. We don't want to hear it. Otherwise, the Aces have gone with the same starting lineup all season long. Very few other teams have done that. Carolyn Peck, you did it when you were the head coach of the Miracle. How nice is it for Bill Laimbeer to have the 5 that he can rely upon?
I talk about it all the time, how Bill Laimbeer helps these players define their roles, take pride in their roles. I mean, you're looking at Raquana Williams, who for the majority of her career had come off the bench, now asked to be in the starting lineup. You have MVP A'ja Wilson, who has been that consummate leader for the Aces, and everybody else has followed suit, even coming off the bench.
And let's talk about who Phoenix is putting on the floor. Sophie Cunningham steps in the place of Diana Taurasi. What does Cunningham bring for Mercury?
Well, Cunningham brings that attitude. She brings a toughness. Sandy Brandella inserted Sophie Cunningham to the starting lineup in the Wubble last summer because she didn't feel like her team had that and Sophie Cunningham brings that.
We already talked about the big centers on the floor, and so that's part of what we're looking for. Take us through your 4 factors today.
Well, the four factors are the battle of the bigs, and specifically Brittany and Liz Cambage, but also the post parity, because you have Asia Wilson and you have De'Erica Hamby who will come off the bench for the Aces, and you've got Brianna Turner for the Phoenix Mercury, and Kia Vaughn. That can be a headache. And then you have the efficiency. The defense for the Aces, they are tops in the WNBA in defending the three, where the Mercury like to shoot the three, and then the supporting cast. What kind of help will each team get from their bench?
Well, you can bet the Aces will get great help from their bench. Fans excited to see. The Aces only get faster when their bench comes in, De'Erica Hamby and Kelsey Plum. There's a look at Hamby and Plum as they will study, and let's get it going in the house. Griner with the tip. Skylar Diggins-Smith, first Olympic team make for her. Griner left alone. Is that a good idea?
Absolutely. Well, it's not a good idea to leave her alone.
Right.
It's a great idea and a good sign for the Phoenix Mercury. Sandy Brandello talked about that her team needed to make shots. They just haven't been shooting the ball very well.
From the outside, it went Griner, and from the outside, it went Liz Cambage. Diggins-Smith having a great year and had some room, unable to finish around the rim.
Well, Diggins-Smith and also Kia Nurse are going to have to pick up the slack without having Diana Taurasi.
Oh, ducked under, and the fans appreciate the skill.
Watching Skylar Diggins-Smith, she set about 4 screens in one series.
Shot clock down to 3. Griner over the top of Liz. And they're smiling down the floor. Liz, fool me once.
Yeah, Liz Cambage said she likes playing against players that are her size.
Great defense by Brianna Turner.
Well, Turner plays well against the Aces, both rebounding and blocking shots, about 9 a game.
Coming back, Griner trying to finish. You mentioned that Liz Cambage says she likes playing against same-size players. You can see why. They're physical, there's no whistle.
Well, the officials have a balance. Look, both players at the same height, elbows about the same level.
Denied by Raquana Williams. That is Sophie Cunningham. Jackie Young with the speed. Yeah. Jackie Young holds her neck. Bill Lambier is hot.
The block by Raquana Williams. And watch Jackie Young. She didn't give up on the play, and then Smart with the heads up. She took a tough one right there, but she's going to get a trip to the free throw line.
Bill Lambier was quick to his feet.
She was in the act of shooting, I would think.
Yeah, she was absolutely on the fast break in the act of shooting. Chelsea Gray, blocked by Diggins, fading away, made it right. Diggins fast, down the floor.
I think Chelsea Gray may have lost the contact. She tried to tell the officials, but to no avail.
Gray over to Jackie Young, knocking it down, and one. And De'Erica Hamby runs out and to pick up the contact from the paint.
Hamby's got some good eyes from the bench to be able to see a contact lens went straight to it in the lane.
Wow. Can't believe it didn't get stepped on. Foul was on Skylar Diggins-Smith. So Diggins-Smith and Sophie Cunningham each with one. Diggins-Smith from deep. It's the front of the iron. Back out, Griner. Mismatch, room again. Comes and follows, gets her own. Sophie Cunningham stops for three. Third time's a charm.
With Griner taking perimeter shots, Cambage is going to have to check to see where Griner is to box out.
Plays tough right through it as Liz Cambage.
On the ball screens, the defense of the Aces, they're going underneath all the guards right now.
Diggins-Smith gets another one. What has she done in her game that's elevated her to the stage of Olympian in this last year?
Well, using her speed.
Liz Cambage knocking it down. She's a threat from deep. I know you're smiling at me.
You love it when Liz Cambage knocks down those threes, but you're talking about Skylar Diggins reading ball screen action, and she's a threat also from the three-point line.
Nurse has her eyes on it, steps back behind three. Looking for the finish, Asia Wilson, surrounded by Mercury.
Cambage and Brittany Griner are going to go at it back and forth, and there you see Cambage attacking the basket with the finish. And then the face-up game, we talked about that in the open. The versatility that the Aces get from 6'8", Liz Cambage.
Asia Wilson at the line. Kia Stokes waiting to come in. And for Kia Stokes, what does she bring to this team? It's only her second game hitting the floor for the Aces.
Well, she's going to be a tremendous rebounder, especially getting on the offensive glass. Stokes is also a defensive player, a shot blocker. And talking to Bill Lambier about Kia Stokes in that first game, she played 14 minutes, got 4 rebounds. But Bill Lambier said she didn't look to shoot the basketball. When she rebounds it, she's got to be an offensive threat.
Nurse, quick catch and shoot. Knocking it down, Jackie Young. Jackie Young had 27 points the last time these two teams met. A 6-0 Aces run.
When you're coaching against the Aces, I don't know how you decide which option you take away because they've got one at all 5 spots.
Whistle's blown. The foul is on Kia Stokes. Aces +3. Helen Darling being wined and dined here by Mark Davis. Ty Lue here courtside as well. The NBA presence at the WNBA games this year is very supportive. Of course, everybody loves coming to Vegas. The men's Olympic team is practicing here, preparing for their trip to Tokyo.
There'll be a few exhibition games or friendly games that'll be here in Vegas as both teams prepare for that tough stretch over in Japan.
Griner makes both of those. Jackie Young pulls up. She was a problem last time. She's looking to be a problem tonight.
Well, the defense is always taking a peek where Asia Wilson is, and that hesitation to help on Wilson opens up Jackie Young.
Diggins Smith for three. Gray lined up for the rebound. I didn't watch during that break to see if Gray was putting her contact back in.
She did it on the sideline after. She didn't put in the same one that was on the floor. She got a new one.
I would hope. Keep an eye on the shot clock. It's down to 7. Asia Wilson and Kia Nurse, physical, comes in. Big rebound. That's why Stokes is here. Nobody's going to be mad about that attempt by Stokes.
But what a correction from the game against Atlanta. Stokes was kicking the ball out. This time, at least when she rebounded it, she looked to score.
The finish wasn't there, but as you said, it was the step up. You've got to look to score. Bill Laimbeer stressed to her and to us. Over to Sophie Cunningham. She takes another trip around.
The other reason Kia Stokes is in the game is to defend Brittany Griner.
Shot clock is at 2-1. Shot clock's going to expire. They pass it to Jackie Young. Looking at her options. I'll just stop here, thanks. Fans love Jackie Young. Can we talk about most improved player candidate? Yes.
Well, Young has just been so tough. Defensively, but offensively, her offensive presence and the stop and pop. When that window opens, she gets daylight, she's automatic on that mid-range shot.
10-2 Aces run.
And Jackie Young has, over the last 10 games, shooting 51%. Talk about efficiency. That's one of the reasons the offense has been so good for the Las Vegas Aces.
Yeah, she made 4 of her last 5 from deep as well. That's always really nice. So lots of subs coming up all at once. De'Erica Hamby coming in for the Aces. Shea Petty has entered, as has Kia Vaughn. And Megan Walker for the Mercury. And there's Plum picking up speed. This is where the Aces bench comes in and makes them even faster. Crowd living and dying on each of Plum's. There's 7 players on the Aces who have scored 20 points at one point this season.
Like I talked about, the different options that are there.
What a pass! Oh, that finish. Vaughn for 2. It's good. Final 2 minutes of the first quarter. Foul is on Megan Walker of the Mercury. And here comes Bebe.
Well, what the Aces can continue to do is use Kia Stokes in the ball screen, because Brittany Griner's not coming up to help. So if Jackie Young coming off that screen without a Griner there, she's going to have plenty of time to get to her shot.
This is how deep the Aces are, by the way. Plum for 3. Kelsey Plum had 23 points in the last game, 5 of 8 from beyond the arc. Reached over 1,000 career points last time, did Plum. Meanwhile, Griner hitting from everywhere. Plum, 3 again. Love how involved Stokes is on every rebound. Griner gets that one. Final minute of the first quarter. Into Griner. Stokes. No foul.
Right now, Griner is having her way. She has scored in so many different ways, and it has looked so easy.
Diggins Smith, back to Vaughn. There's still time, 7 seconds remaining. What a rebound. Jump ball as Shea Petty and Kelsey Plum got locked up.
Kelsey Plum, over the last 8 games, averaging a little over 16 points a game, shooting 47% from the floor, almost 45% from 3.
Out goes Stokes. In comes Liz Cambage. Final 30 seconds of the first quarter. You talked about Brittany Griner having a strong start. What do the Aces need to do differently?
Well, right now, Liz Cambage is going to have to adjust, play Griner a little tighter, especially when she's facing up.
Yep, with Cambage back in. Plum got the tip, ended up, though, in the hands of the Mercury. There's 10 seconds on the shot clock. Two seconds. It was worth the wait. Beautiful bucket.
Megan Walker had to pick up the slack when Dinah Taurasi was out earlier with that fractured sternum.
Plum sees the clock. Little late coming off as she and Liz look at each other. The first quarter ends on a 7-0 Phoenix run as Brittany Griner has 10 points in the first quarter.
Brittany Griner already has 10 points in that first quarter. And you look at these averages, 19.4 points per game, 9 rebounds a game, and she really has had her way against the Aces so far. She is 4 of 7 from the floor. That might have been the toughest shot that she's had to make all day so far, but you got to get a hand up on Brittany Griner. You can't say just because she's facing up that the big girl can't shoot it, because she can knock it down.
They put several different people on her right now, or so far it has been Kia Stokes and Liz Cambage. Mixing it up, Cambage in right now to start the second quarter, but Griner is not.
Well, Cambage only 4 points so far.
With Griner out right now, Cambage is fouled and falls to the floor.
Well, Griner played all 10 minutes of that first quarter. Cambage only played 5.
Griner taking a rest as the foul is on Brianna Turner, her second. Griner played all 10 minutes of the first quarter. Missed both of those.
That's odd. The Aces are a very good free throw shooting team.
Outside, Plum, her defense. Turner sets a screen, gives a little room. Aces shooting 40% from the floor so far. Bill Lambier likes to be at 45 or above. Asia Wilson, a fiery second bucket made by her.
Reigning MVP. She's not getting any of that special MVP treatment from the officials.
Kia Vaughn trying to back up Hamby. Hamby, a great defender, gets a hand up and grabs the rebound and goes. The Gazelle with the quick feet. Bebe, bullet pass. It's Aces basketball.
You know, it's Asia Wilson that just continues to work to find a way, isolated on Turner, and the little step back. She uses that leg, little trick of the pros, to create some space.
Continues to be Aces basketball off of Skylar Diggins-Smith.
16 on the shot clock.
Shot clock is at 16. Asia takes it for herself for two. Grabs a rebound. It'll be another opportunity. Asia to Liz Cambage.
These two, Asia Wilson and Liz Cambage, have learned to play in the same space, creating room for each other and setting each other up.
Yeah, and it's really important because last year Liz Cambage not in the bubble. And so it's really from 2019 to now. Sharing the floor. Dearica Canby sees nothing but Mercury jerseys up ahead. Fouled.
You just watch the second effort by Asia Wilson. She didn't give up on the shot, just heading back the other way, but getting the rebound, attacked the basket, and she kept that right eye on Liz Cambage, over the top, perfect pass where nobody else is.
Brittany Griner back on the floor now for the Mercury. Look at the shot clock, it's at 7. Bebe sees it. Oh, there's a lid on there. Today they just are a little too strong, really. Skylar Diggins-Smith finishing around the basket. She's got 8. Defense of the Mercury is persistent. Asia Wilson over it.
That's a tough shot. Asia Wilson coming hard to the right and then finishing. She's a lefty, but bringing the ball back over to her strong hand for the finish.
Yeah, and then motioning to the official, call me, she said, pointing to her elbow. Brittany Griner again, you mentioned all the different ways she's hitting. She came all the way out again.
Well, that face-up aspect of Brittany Griner's game has been on point this season.
Liz Cambage tries to return the favor, but it doesn't. Diggins-Smith has been hot tonight. Long rebound.
With Phoenix taking those perimeter shots, they're getting second opportunities with those long rebounds.
Clock is at 4. Sophie Cunningham, this is yours.
So second possessions on the same end of the floor, Phoenix has been able to cash in on.
Kelsey Plum back out to Hamby. Hamby off the mark. Cambage hits the floor.
Watch this hard move to the right, and then Asia Wilson brings it back, finishing strong with that left hand through the contact of Turner. That's a tough shot.
Aces are 12 of 31 from the floor, shooting 38%. Not near. They shot, what, 58 the other day? 58%.
Yeah, against Atlanta.
And Griner is automatic at this point. She is 6 of 9 from the floor. 14 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists for Griner. Clock is at 3-2-1, and Liz's shot, again, not falling. Whistle. We'll see who the foul is on.
Mercury's third
Kim Page looks a little fatigued, but she's putting it all out on the floor. She dove on that baseline for the loose ball, went, gave the second effort, that time to save the possession for the Aces.
Foul is on Sophie Cunningham as the Mercury has overtaken the Aces in the second quarter, and they lead by 7.
I think it's the best thing to do when you have taken over the ownership of an organization, to show the appreciation of the people and the players that got you to this point.
Jackie Young is like, I'm open, open, open. Shot clock, 4. Gray in to Wilson. That's a pretty play. That's the kind of offense the Aces need to get it back going. That ends a Phoenix 9-2 run. Griner. It's a little space over the top.
She's just so tough with the ability. We already talked about the face-up game and the ability to put the ball on the floor.
Shot clock is ticking down. There's a shot that has to be taken here. And A'ja Wilson draws the foul.
Out of the timeout, Bill Lambier went through A'ja Wilson. You'll watch here. She's going to come over and set a ball screen for Chelsea Gray. And then watch on the backside, the spacing. Liz Cambage had stepped out to the baseline. Watch Cambage here. She spaces out to give A'ja Wilson room to work down the lane.
Wilson at the line, and 90% free throw shooter. Spent a lot of time this offseason working on their free throw percentage, knowing those are big buckets. The Aces get to the line 10 times more than their opponents, or get 10 extra points, I should say, than they give up the free throw line, 21-11.
When the offense is going to run through you, you better be pretty good from the free throw line.
Diggins excited about that one. The foul is on Wilson, and 1.
Well, Skylar Diggins is doing all she can to manufacture points for the Mercury. Remember, they're coming off 2 losses from the Minnesota Lynx. Very frustrating. They were very frustrated with how they played and how well they allowed Minnesota to play. So they wanted to right the ship, and that was a concern for the Aces coming in, that Phoenix was coming in with something to prove.
Yeah, and again, playing Minnesota, you've got another great center, all-world center in Sylvia Fowles. So Brittany Griner had an off night shooting that night, 1 for 5. Tonight, she is rectifying that. 4 for 8, or excuse me. Griner is 7 for 10. The foul, I think, is going to be on Jackie Young. It's her first personal second team foul.
Well, the thing in watching the Mercury playing right now, it's not one player that's trying to do it or do all of everything, but a more balanced attack. The chemistry much better in how the Mercury are playing right now, and that's what Sandy Brandella was looking for. Said they've just got to make shots, and that helps to build that chemistry and trust in each other.
Yeah, and she said we have the chemistry off the court, but we need to build it on the court. They had a little team party over the 4th of July. She said it was just nice to hang out. Raquana Williams, nothing like a little Bay bucket. And then a turnover by the Mercury.
Well, with Raquana Williams, look, when she's looking for a shot to score, she's automatic, and that will help to spread the floor as well and create for others.
Raquan Williams came into this game with 39 made threes, and then Chelsea Gray with a bucket.
Well, Chelsea Gray is recognized. She's got a size advantage, a little bit of a strength advantage over Skylar Diggins.
Aces have cleaned up the shooting a bit, and they trail the Mercury by 4. The Aces that have been brought in have spent more time with Mark Davis than some of the Raiders players have ever spent with Mark Davis.
Well, and Mark Davis, when he sits down with them, they sit back and have a conversation. It's not just shake your hand, nice to meet you. They talk about their career. They talk about his vision for the franchise. He gets suggestions from them of what needs to be happening in the league, because he sees that these women deserve to be treated as they are, professional athletes, great ones.
And not forgotten. That's what we keep hearing over and over again. Asia Wilson grabs the rebound. Can the Aces close the gap? Chelsea Gray, coast to coast. A 6-0 Aces run. Griner. Brittany Griner makes everybody sit down in the house. They know how dangerous she can be. She already has 18 points by Griner already today. Jackie Young stripped on the way up.
Watch how Chelsea Gray coming in transition, and Liz Cambage, she sets that screen on Griner that creates the lane for Gray on the left side of the basket.
Asia Wilson catch and shoot. That's what an MVP does.
When the players were going to the bench, I saw Bill Laimbeer go to Asia Wilson and have a little conversation. He knows he can dial it up from his MVP.
Well, and she and you and I talked earlier this season about that, where Asia said, it has to come from me. Bill told us he needs her to demand the ball. Foul called on Liz.
Asia Wilson off the underneath, out of bounds, popped out, and it was the screen in by Jackie Young that opened up Asia for that jumper.
20 points already for Brittany Griner in the first half. That's a problem for the Aces. Make it 21. Asia backing up. The pass is off the mark. Turner. And Gray fouls Diggins.
That was on the Aces number 12, Chelsea Gray. First personal. Aces second team.
That's the first turnover for the Aces. They're taking great care of the ball.
You talked about, though, the Mercury getting to the free throw line. That's usually one of the best things the Aces have the ability to do. They shoot a high field goal percentage. If they're not finishing shots, they're at least getting to the free throw line. Right now, that's where Phoenix has been able to really steal some points.
Making the most of them is Skylar Diggins. 10 for 10 is the Mercury from the stripe to back up your point. Brittany Griner had 6 points versus the Lynx. She's got 21 already in this first half.
So she's already outscored herself from the first quarter.
Gray changing the conversation. She has not been hitting the three especially well as of late. Finer stroke is Chelsea Gray. Diggins takes a dive to the floor. Final minute of the first half.
Aces go 2 for 1.
Asia Wilson surrounded by Mercury. Liz comes in. Nothing falling for Cambage just yet. 4 for 9 is Liz Cambage. Shot clock and game clock are just about lined up.
I'd look for Skylar Diggins' two-man game with Brittany Griner.
Sophie Cunningham, devastating blow. 4 for 10 are the Mercury from beyond the arc. And they have shot over 51% from three-point range. Mercury shooting 40% from beyond the arc. Ace is looking for more of that. They've made just this one from deep.
We started the game out talking about the matchup of the centers. Right now, Brittany Griner is winning that battle with 21 points, Cambage at 8. That's something to keep your eye on as we start this third quarter.
Mercury shooting nearly 53%. Jackie Young trying to get it going early. Brittany Griner, 6 points in the last game that she played. Comes out hot in this one.
9 of 12 in that first half for Brittany Griner.
Cunningham.
Well, and Sophie Cunningham in that first half, 3 for 3 from the three-point line. That's her first miss from beyond the arc.
See who the whistle is on.
They're going to call that on Chelsea Gray.
Yep.
Running through the screen. You either got to go over it or under it. You can't go through it.
That's the second foul for Chelsea Gray. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Plenty of time for the Mercury. Nurse. Aces over the last 5 games have been holding their opponents to 29% from deep. Meanwhile, the Mercury first half 40%, 4 for 10. There you get Liz going. Skylar Diggins-Smith, boy, her finishes are pretty. Another one reversed.
The defense now paying so much attention to Brittany Griner. Skylar Diggins just continues to keep moving to make herself an option.
Liz bobbled there as she is defended by Griner. Look at the speed from Diggins-Smith. That's why she's an Olympian, that speed. No finish there, and then Sophie Cunningham takes it away. Jackie Young gets a piece of that. Griner all alone. Crossover and a second foul on Chelsea Gray.
You watch Chelsea Gray, when she gets inside the defense, instead of trying to go over, went under Brittany Griner. The best way for the Aces to score is to make Griner have to defend while moving.
That was Gray's second foul in this half, 3rd overall. Jackie Young, look at the confidence that she goes up with.
Young is so strong going off 2 feet. She plays a very balanced game.
First foul on Kia Nurse.
Young's got 8 points so far in this ball game.
The Aces are usually such a great free throw shooting team, and they're shooting under 60%. Haven't gotten there that much either.
30 seconds for infection control.
They're taking a moment. If there's a little blood to be cleaned up.
And talking to A'ja Wilson before the game and asking her about defending Phoenix, she said, we want to try to do to Phoenix what other teams try to do to the Aces, and that's make them uncomfortable, not let them get into that rhythm. Right now, it's Phoenix that has not allowed the Aces to get into that rhythm. But it's a matter of time. I watch for Chelsea Gray. She's going to start taking over and playing through A'ja Wilson.
Aces over the last 5 games have averaged 20.2 free throws made per game. They've made just 4 today.
Yeah, that was a lot of contact there. Well, and I think if there were a foul, it should have been called before the shot. There was a bump with the body before Brittany Griner got into the act of shooting.
It's Cambaige's second foul. This is a Mercury team playing without Diana Taurasi, who has traditionally been really great against the Aces, and instead it's Brittany Griner. And this raises the question, Carolyn, they had trouble with Sylvia Fowles as well. And now there's Diana Taurasi. She has torn up this team the last 6 times that they have played. She's averaging just under 30 points, but she's not on the floor, and instead it's Brittany Griner with 22 points so far. Wilson fighting for that rebound off fingertips.
Griner still 9 of 14 from the floor. Turner's got the tough defensive assignment, with really doing a nice job of really making A'ja Wilson have to score outside the paint.
Talking about outside the paint, Kia Nurse, long ball, knocking it down.
Yeah, she's one of the players I looked at in wins and losses for the Phoenix Mercury. Kia Nurse in wins, 13 points a game. Losses, only 6.
Well, today so far, just 3. Foul on Griner. And for Griner, that's her first personal foul. Cambage will go to the line. She's been there once before today. So for 2.
She's normally a 75% free throw shooter.
And she knocks that one down. I mean, yeah, this team is normally a great free throw shooting team. 84% free throw shooting team, and you look at that over the last 5 games, they've only allowed their opponents to get to the free throw line 14 times. Phoenix has already taken 12 shots today.
Well, and the Aces get there 24.2 times a game over those last 5 games.
Skylar Diggins-Smith fighting, and that's the defensive plum, and the crowd appreciates her. Inside, there's the ball movement from the Aces. Griner. That rebound, big, but Raquana Williams, superwoman, flying through the air. Ooh, this mismatch. She comes under the shadow of Brittany Griner. Liz right through the middle of it.
Now, Kelsey Plum has really, you say it all the time, changed the conversation with the steal and then pushing in transition. That attack, that sharing of the basketball, that's when the Aces are so good.
A 7-point lead for Phoenix as they take a break. They're still shooting over 45% from the floor. Tully Bevilacqua enjoying a weekend in Vegas. Thanks to Mark Davis, who treasures his alum. You heard Shannon Pee Wee Johnson at the half saying, we're family now.
Going back to keeping up with the stats between Liz Cambage and Brittany Griner. Griner now 22 points, Cambage 12. Reboundings, Griner 7, Cambage 5.
Even on rebounds overall between the two teams, because A'ja Wilson with 9 rebounds. She's on the verge of yet another double-double. It'll be her 49th consecutive game. Shooting in double figures already accomplished. Off of the Mercury.
And we don't crank it up in here. It's Aces basketball.
Look at the left eye of A'ja Wilson. You can see it's red.
The Aces going with the bigger lineup with Hamby at the 3.
Diggins with 15 points, 4 assists. Inside underneath for Liz. She's working hard for every bucket she gets. Nurse lets one go. A'ja Wilson shakes it off.
Well, she'd used a lot of energy and didn't get it inside. She had to regroup.
All right, then they'll take it outside instead. Plum. This is a good time for Plum to get hot from beyond the arc. An 8-0 Aces run has allowed them to narrow the gap.
You saw Kelsey Plum say, throw it inside, talking about A'ja Wilson, but look at where she delivers it perfectly to Liz Cambage, to her outside hand. So she's creating points, first on the pass, and then she has the ability also to be an option to score. Kelsey Plum comes into the ball game, and she just makes good things happen.
Liz Cambage has 6 third-quarter points. You can see the frustration on her, and it's going to be a matter of composure going forward.
But I think that was a great momentum swing for Liz Cambage with Kelsey Plum getting the ball inside. Cambage experiencing the success of scoring over Griner, because Griner really was owning that battle in the first half. Now Cambage is fighting back.
And it's only going to get tougher, at least as tough. This team takes on another big-time center on Friday, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, as they face Sylvia Fowles and the Minnesota Lynx.
Well, and Sylvia Fowles, they had a battle today, the Minnesota Lynx did, going against Dallas. Sylvia Fowles had 15 points and 11 rebounds. So she is playing some of her best basketball down the stretch going into that Olympic break.
Plum steals it, keeps it in bounds, puts on her track shoes. And she is fouled. We watched Plum working on her finishes. I thought that one was going to drop to reward her for her work.
She talks about how she watched the film of an alum of this franchise. You know the name Becky Hammond.
Oh, I do. Big shot Becky.
And Becky was the queen of using English off the glass and scoring around much taller players. And Kelsey Plum has stolen some of those tricks.
Making it count from the line. Kelsey Plum. Just the speed with which she picks up the game and then just hits the shots at the right moments.
Well, you think Kelsey Plum impact on the game is on the offensive side, but defensively, she's had some big plays in this second half.
Yeah, she's averaged 5 assists per game over the last 6 games. Over the last 8 games, Plum has averaged 16.5 points per game there. Oh, it looks so good when it left her hands. Diggins dumps it off. There's composure. Hamby's always in it, fighting for a rebound. Foul at the other end.
Picking up the pace is what the Aces are doing in this third quarter. And you watch Hamby just after the rebound. Look, she did not pass go. She did not collect $200, but she went all the way to the rack.
And now the Aces starting to make it count every time that they're getting to the line. Plum makes hers, Hamby making hers.
Well, when you're playing in the half court, you slow the game down, then you're playing right into the hands of Brittany Griner. You've got to be able to score your offense. Push the tempo, score quick.
The Mercury led by 11 at one point. The Aces regained the lead with that free throw. 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Shot clock. Watch it. Hamby. Takeaway. Skylar Diggins on the other end, unfinished. Cambage, rebound. Aces on an incredible 14-0 run. Hamby, the crowd actually does go wild.
The defensive intensity has picked up for the Aces.
That's a great thing about the Las Vegas Aces, right? They lead the W in all these offensive categories, defensively as well. They can rely on that. Another turnover. Ahead to Plum, and it's an 18-0 Vegas run.
The Aces sharing the basketball. Movement has picked up offensively. The intensity on the defensive side has also picked up. And pace. Pace is now to the liking of how the Aces like to play.
Aces have turned over the Mercury 4 times in this quarter. And their defense is what got them back into it, Carolyn.
Well, De'Erica Hamby and Kelsey Plum, they came in and brought the energy in this third quarter.
What was your final fourth factor?
Supporting cast.
Walker. As Kelsey Plum takes one for the team.
The defense and rebounding had to be a point of emphasis. Kelsey Plum took some punishment, but she saved a possession or got an extra possession for the Aces.
She took that punishment with a smile. Final 10 seconds of the third quarter where the Aces fought back. Foul is going to be on Kelsey Plum. It's her second personal. She was trying to pick up that ball.
Yeah,
Skylar Diggins-Smith is hot, sorry.
They're looking for the clear path.
Yeah. Turned into a house party here in the third quarter.
Well, just the defensive energy definitely picked up. Getting out in the passing lanes. In that first half, there was a lot of allowing the Mercury to really catch and move the basketball where they wanted it. But they're looking here. I think since the clear path, Kelsey Plum grabbing at Skylar Diggins as she takes off. Nobody between Diggins and the basket. I believe this is going to be a clear path foul called in the favor of the Phoenix Mercury.
As our officials, Tiffany Bird, Jeffrey Smith, and Danielle Scott review it, let's take a look, you and I, at third quarter scoring. Phoenix just 6 points in this third quarter. 20 Las Vegas points. There was 7 of 13 shooting Las Vegas was, while Phoenix really struggling, 2 of 18.
Well, and that's because the defensive intensity of the Aces picked up.
And they're looking at the clock, and you talked about the defensive intensity. So let's watch the clock along with them.
They're looking
where it should be set.
The foul called, I'd say 5.6.
So as the officials again request to look at it again, we'll talk about Las Vegas getting to the line and making their free throws. That's another big part of it, is they struggled from the free throw line. So they're looking at the clock.
.9 back on the clock. Every second counts, so that Phoenix will have a little extra time to try to get a good shot. Remember, at the end of the second quarter, they gave up a 3 to Sophie Cunningham.
Right now, our officials are talking to Carolyn, and Carolyn, what did you learn?
And the officials came over to tell us that it was a clear path foul.
So Skylar Diggins-Smith to the line as she goes.
So Skylar Diggins will get 2 free throws, and Phoenix will get the basketball. That's a big swing closing out this third quarter.
Especially when you got a shooter like Skylar Diggins-Smith, who has been perfect from the charity stripe so far today and continues to be. It's called making the most of your opportunities. That ends a 20-0 Las Vegas run.
Well, and Skylar Diggins-Smith has 15 points.
2 seconds, she's going to take another shot. Hamby with the rebound, and that'll end the third quarter. Aces took over the lead on a 20-0 run in the third quarter. They lead going into the fourth by 5. As we start the fourth quarter, Kevin Durant in the house, part of the USA men's basketball team that is here to watch the USA, Australian, Canadian, and Korean women's Olympic teams. Did I forget any countries? I don't think I did.
I think you got everybody.
Final 10 minutes Carolyn, what are you looking for?
Well, Bill Lambier has put Kia Stokes in the game, so both coaches are resting their centers with Cam Beige and Brittany Griner on the bench.
Leaving Kia Vaughn alone, and now Phoenix has put that clear path foul. Another shot, another together. Jackie Young, though, hits one.
Keeping an eye on paint points, and it doesn't have to be just the post. You see there, Jackie Young got inside. Right now, Vegas is leading by 12, 28-16 in the paint.
Sophie Cunningham. And foul on Hamby. Are they seeing if the clock expired first or not?
The officials are going to have to go and take a look to see if there was a shot clock violation before the foul.
A 20-6 third quarter by the Aces were what turned it around for them. Phoenix has already scored 4 points in this fourth quarter in just the first minute. What did you learn from the officials?
That they're doing exactly that, checking to see if the foul was called before the shot clock. Was there a shot clock violation? Ooh, that's close.
Oh, yeah. This is where I don't envy the officials trying to make these calls.
Well, you want to look at the clock. 0, and then the light. Ball is still in the hand now, and then it goes to 0, but did that foul occur before the shot was released? So at 0 now. If they wave off this foul, this place is going to erupt in celebration.
Yeah, blow the roof off the house. Kia Stokes in just her second game on the floor for the Sparks. She was signed July 2nd. Watched that second game versus the Sparks from the sideline and then played the other day against Atlanta. And today she's played 5 minutes. Today has pulled down 2 rebounds and stolen the ball once.
And Brittany Griner had 21 points in that first half. We're in the fourth quarter now. Brittany Griner has only added 1 point in this second.
Yeah, that 20-6 third quarter for the Aces, and here they go in the house. It's a shot clock violation, waving the foul off.
Got to believe the Aces are going to now play through Asia Wilson.
Wilson to Young. Jackie Young, 12 points. 5 assists for Jackie Young and a couple of rebounds. Petty. Petty followed her shot, tipped the rebound over, and that'll be an and one. We haven't talked a lot about Turner. Go ahead.
Well, we're talking about playing through Asia Wilson. Watch her flash up to the elbow. And as soon as she does, watch how hard Jackie Young cuts out and then back on the backdoor cut. Hard cut. Jackie Young sold it coming out hard on Petty and then backdoor for the easy layup.
We haven't called Turner's name a lot. She has just 2 points tonight.
But Turner has been rebounding, and she has created some chaos inside. She may not get a block shot, but she's made the offense think about it inside.
Clock is at 4. Liz fading away is fouled by Griner. Her third foul for Griner. Little smile from Brittany Griner, and Liz Cambage will go back to the line. She's 2 for 6 from the free throw line today.
And Cambage has said Brittany Griner, Sylvia Fowles, they're all buddies. They got to compete against each other. She has really, Cambage struggled from the free throw line. Cambage got a warning, delay of game at the free throw line.
She missed both of them.
Watch Skylar Diggins off ball screens.
Petty. That's a big one. Shea Petty knocking that down, stone-faced. It's her first points of the day. Jackie Young felt those elevator doors close. Cambage. It bobbles around. Skylar Diggins looking for the right option, hand in the face. Brittany Griner knocks it down.
That's just the third point for Brittany Griner in this second half. Phoenix is a dangerous team. They can get hot, streaky, especially from the perimeter.
Another foul on Liz Cambage. For Cambage, that's her third. So both Griner and Cambage each with 3 as Turner goes to the line. You talk about Phoenix being a dangerous team. Yeah, they're coming off a couple of losses to Minnesota. And this is what we wondered. Would they come out hot? They've had some time to rest. They hadn't played in 4 days.
Well, they had shot the ball well.
Yeah.
So it was just a matter of time for them to get back on track.
Yeah, in that game, Phoenix Mercury shot 32% from the floor. And so when you can compare that to today's 41% so far, and that is without Diana Taurasi. Plum. You see the intensity of Skylar Diggins-Smith defense. That's why she's on the Olympic team. Asia playing through contact.
We talk about the post-game of the Aces creating space. Liz Cambage drops a little bounce pass inside. It's where Asia Wilson is isolated one-on-one against Turner. The little spin move, going to her strong hand to the left. She gets the finish and gets to the free throw line.
Look at that stat line for Asia Wilson. Plum's defense, so energetic, tries to go under it. Skylar Diggins-Smith takes advantage.
When we talked about the Aces making the play going under the ball screen, it's a gamble, and Diggins was able to knock it down.
Plum, there's the finish.
I think you can make that move, what you're doing over here, do the Kelsey Plum.
I could not make that move, but I can imitate her making that move. Fans go crazy at the miss. And an opportunity to try to create just a breath of space. No look to the baseline. Oh, man, there would have been no roof left. Push and pace, Skylar Diggins to Liz Cambage. And who takes the charge? Chelsea Gray.
Aces getting back after a missed shot. But Chelsea Gray takes the charge right there. She was begging Bill Lambier at practice to pay for the charge she took the previous game. She gonna get credit for this one.
Hey, Bill, run her coins, as she was saying. Run me my coins. Aces by 2. Take one last look at Shauna. And then meanwhile, the alum that are here in the house, Ty Young and the other alum throwing t-shirts out to the fans. They are going absolutely wild. She was part of the first season of the Aces when they moved from San Antonio here to Las Vegas. And who says Vegas? Ty Young. I mean, it's all over her, Vegas, baby.
Well, and she decided today that she was going to officially retire from the WNBA while she was here being celebrated by the Las Vegas Aces.
Chelsea Gray taking the charge right before that break, and 2-point lead for the Aces. Gray comes in, no foul, Brianna Turner. That's where you're talking about her making her presence known on the board. She's ripping it down.
She may not get the credit for the block shot, but she's going to affect and make shooters change their shot.
Inside to Griner, turns around. Gray for 3, no good. Locked up at 74 apiece, under 5 remaining. A little give and go right back, comes back out. Right idea, execution slightly off. Griner and Asia Wilson came in to help, but again, it's Turner. Shea Petty's made 1 bucket today. Now count it 2. You could feel it building.
The Mercury are dangerous, especially having Shea Petty, Sophie Cunningham on the floor, able to knock down that 3-point shot.
They have made 8 3-pointers, 36% from the 3-point line. Aces over the last 8 games have been holding their opponents to 29% over the last 5 games. Out goes Gray. In comes De'Erica Hamby.
So again, size and energy from Hamby at that 3 position.
That's the 4th foul for Turner. Shot clock, 5. It's got to go up, Hamby. Foul on Liz Cambage. That'll be her 4th.
Keep an eye on Cambage and Brittany Griner down the stretch right now. Look, this is a pride game between those 2.
Yep. Petty. Rebound by Hamby, but what are the Aces going to do offensively?
Well, I would pull Cambage back up to the top again and isolate, play through Asia Wilson.
Asia Wilson, that's what an MVP does.
That's money. Number 22, Asia Wilson, is cash money for the Las Vegas Aces. And now Phoenix, as well as Brittany Griner played in that first half, they can go through her.
No finish there by Skylar Diggins, who has been finishing all day long. Plum pulls up. It's off the mark as soon as it leaves her hands.
I don't know about that decision, time, and score. I mean, Plum's a high percentage shooter, but she had no rebounders, had plenty of time.
Cunningham, that little extra bounce in her step as she knocks that down. Oh, down hard goes both Cambage and Griner. Smiles everywhere and sportsmanship.
Cambage and Griner going back and forth.
The three-point line for the Phoenix Mercury has been huge. 9 made threes for them versus just 1 for the Aces. Aces made 11 from deep in their last outing versus the Atlanta Dream.
But the Aces, that's not where their strength is, making the threes, but it is for Phoenix. And so far tonight, the Mercury, they've made 9 threes. They're shooting 38% from the floor. That was one of the key factors we talked about at the beginning of the show.
Yep, let's revisit your 4 factors.
They talked about the battle of bigs between Cambage and Griner. Griner right now winning that battle, 26 points. Cambage has really closed the gap, having 16. And then the post parity. You look at it in the paint, well, look how close rebounding-wise these two are. And then the efficiency from 3, and that's where the Phoenix Mercury, they have found their shot inside, where that's not really the strength or the go-to. Not that the Aces can't shoot it, and then the supporting cast. And that's where Shea Petty for the Phoenix Mercury has come in and big for them. And then off the bench for the Aces, De'Erica Hamby and Kelsey Plum.
Yeah, and Kia Vaughn and Megan Walker, along with Shea Petty, combining for their points, their 15 points. And that's big for them to get that, because again, they are playing without Diana Taurasi. Plum with 10, Hamby with 6.
Okay, with 2 minutes left to go. Now the Aces have to continue to play through A'ja Wilson. Liz Cambage, keep her composure, and she's got to keep Brittany Griner in check, because I've got to believe that's where the Phoenix Mercury are going to look to go to and either get buckets from Griner or get her to the free throw line.
Yeah, Griner has her 50th career double-double with 26 and 10 right now. Wilson, her 29th career double, 21 and 11. But what they both want right now is a Commissioner's Cup win. Wilson, short, into the lap of Gray with the finish. Chelsea Gray morphs into whatever you need whenever you need it.
Now you got Jackie Young on Skylar Diggins. Got a bigger presence on Shea Petty to defend that three-point shot.
And there's where you see it pay off, as Shea Petty has De'Erica Hamby in her face. Great point, Carolyn.
So now time and score. The Aces, and that's the person, Chelsea Gray, you want the ball in her hand, let her make the decisions down the stretch.
Fourth quarter is yours. Bill Linda said she's going to lead them. A'ja Wilson, oh, cat in a string. Huge moment here in the house as Jackie Young gets called for the foul on Skylar Diggins-Smith.
closers down the stretch. First, you got Chelsea Gray with an offensive rebound, finishing through contact, and then just a little jab and go by Asia Wilson to tie this ball game up.
Skylar Diggins-Smith has been fantastic from the free throw line today, 7 of 7.
In the timeout situation, Phoenix has 2. The Aces have 3 timeouts left.
Any questions about Skylar Diggins-Smith on the Olympic team?
Nope. No, not at all.
22 points for her. 6 assists. As she hits the deck, Chelsea Gray is fouled. This will be Gray's first trip to the line.
Well, Chelsea Gray, two-man game with these two, Asia Wilson and Gray. Diggins falls, and Sophie Cunningham, nothing else to do but to foul.
Knocking down 2 big ones on her first trip to the line. Carolyn, 36 seconds remaining. What should we be looking for?
That Skylar Diggins is going to try to make it happen.
Sophie Cunningham outside. Hamby defending hard. Will get called for the foul. It's her first. Cunningham has not been to the free throw line yet today.
Now I got to imagine the Aces, Bill Lambier will call timeout, advance the basketball.
1 of 2, but Hamby fighting for it with Brittany Griner. A little joking around there. Tiffany Burr with the official just checking. They're like, no, we're all good.
So now if the Aces get the basketball with the advantage,
talk me through it, Carolyn.
the Aces get the basketball and they have the advantage, then they could go ahead and score, but they don't want to do it too early to give the opportunity for Phoenix to get the ball back. Phoenix, on the other hand, it's under their basket. They want to kick it out and use the clock. You don't have to foul. The Aces did not have to foul because of the differential, 6 seconds difference on the shot clock.
It was interesting, and Jackie Young was saying, hey, we were fouling Sophie Cunningham. So now Griner to the line. Griner's done a great job as well from the free throw line, 4 of 5 tonight.
So now with a 2-point game, possibly 3. Looking for a timeout, advance the ball. Oh, she misses.
The timeout as soon as Hamby grabs the rebound. So 15 seconds remaining. Las Vegas basketball. Carolyn, who do you draw it up for?
Asia Wilson, all day long. And what does Bill Lambier do? Check Kelsey Plum into the ball game as well.
Here's what the reigning MVP has done today. A'ja Wilson with 23 points and 11 rebounds.
Well, and she's 9 for 16 from the floor, but she has, look, she's had a tough defender to score over or around against Turner, but she has been extremely effective and efficient, focused with her offense and aggressive with her finishes. A'ja Wilson has brought this team, after being down early in that first half, third quarter, was able just to turn things up.
Taking a look at those numbers, she has a double-figure scoring in 49 consecutive games. In 96 of her 99 pro games, A'ja Wilson has put up double digits. She is reliable, consistent, and this is why she is in the conversation to repeat as MVP of the league.
Well, we watched the Aces in practice this morning, really working on execution of time and score, side out of bounds. Both the point guards in, Plum and Gray, the pin away.
Here's A'ja Wilson, 6 seconds on the clock. No foul called, Plum putting it back, and now there's a foul. Fifth foul for Brianna Turner puts A'ja Wilson on the line.
A'ja Wilson frustrated. She missed 3 free throws against the Atlanta Dream. So now the Phoenix Mercury on the make as well. I would imagine timeout in advance.
A'ja Wilson knocks them both down, and it is exactly that. 5 seconds left as Sandy Brondello goes to work for the Mercury, drawing up their last play. So let's talk about it on that side. For Phoenix, who do they draw it up for?
Well, Skylar Diggins is going to have the decision, to have the ball in her hands to make the decision. And she has had the quickness of being able to come off the ball screen, change the speed, and at least the only thing that Phoenix needs to do is create an opportunity to get to the free throw line. So the Aces are going to have to, they're going to have to switch off screens, everything but Griner, everything but Liz Cambage on Griner. Everybody else switching out, force the perimeter shot, and then you got to box out like your life depends on it.
Are we going to be here for 5 seconds or 5 minutes? It's locked up at 84 apiece. Griner, there's Liz. Liz gets a piece of it. Tied up, 84. Time for overtime, Carolyn Peck.
I love it. It was going to come down, battle of the bigs, and in deciding if this game was going to the overtime, it did come down to exactly that. The Mercury played through Brittany Griner. Cambage with the block and gets the basketball. No go for the Phoenix Mercury, and we're going for an extra 5 in overtime.
Las Vegas is 1-1 in overtime games this year. Phoenix 1-0, but really you throw it all out as we get to this point. Carolyn, let's take a look at the foul situation, because Turner has 5 fouls.
Well, and Liz Cambage has 4 for the Aces.
Sophie Cunningham and Brianna Turner for the Mercury with 5 fouls apiece. Brittany Griner is in good shape with 3. Remind you, this is a Commissioner's Cup game. Aces really need to win out in order to challenge the Storm. The Storm got to win tonight over the Los Angeles Sparks. So they're now at 7-1 with 2 games remaining at the top. The Aces are chasing.
Well, and I think that in talking to Asia Wilson today, she said she's goal-oriented. She's not really even looking at this as a Commissioner's Cup, but it is protecting home court and just attempting to defeat the Phoenix Mercury right here and right now. She's not thinking about Olympics. She's not thinking about Commissioner's Cup. She's thinking about these next 5 minutes.
All right, well, so then let's think about this next 5 minutes. Let's start with the Aces. What do they need to do in these next 5 minutes to execute and win?
Well, the way that Asia Wilson is playing right now, you got to play through her. I like that last side out of bounds, or the last option with the Aces and the pin away. And so after you have a player like Kelsey Plum, got a small guard on her, pin away for Asia Wilson, and then let her go isolated one-on-one. But the key factor for both teams is going to be second chance opportunities, rebounding the basketball.
Take a look at those rebound numbers right now. 37 for the Mercury, 41 for the Aces, so we can keep track and see who's going to get those opportunities. Ball in the hands of the Mercury. Here's Shea Petty. Plum chasing Diggins. Perfect delivery from Diggins into Griner.
Well, Bill Lambier, I'm not sure that he wanted Cambage to front Griner down on the block.
Cambage, it's well short, off the iron. An opportunity for Phoenix to go up by 4 or 5 if they take the 3. Petty back in, intercepted by Cambage. Keep an eye on the shot clock. Another one from Griner, that's 2.
Phoenix going to their strength, the size inside. Back-to-back baskets for Brittany Griner.
Asia Wilson, the strength of the Aces. Cunningham corrals that, and now it'll be 3 consecutive opportunities here for Phoenix. Foul on Cambage.
Well, Mercury, they're just going to continue to isolate Brittany Griner on the block and make Cambage defend one-on-one.
Griner has 31 points in this game. Diggins over to Griner. All the points in overtime have come from the fingertips of Brittany Griner. Jump ball, as Brianna Turner got part of that as Asia Wilson was going up with it.
Well, you look at Cambage, she's standing out to the side. She's got to create a little more space. She's got to stay involved with the offense because she is as capable of scoring inside as Brittany Griner has for the Mercury.
Plum grabs that. Turnaround by Cambage. Frustrating shooting night for her.
Phoenix Mercury using a lot of clock, very patient offensively.
Shot's got to go. It's 2 seconds. Diggins Smith. What a delivery for 3. Uh-oh. 9 consecutive points unanswered for the Phoenix Mercury.
Well, the difference in the defense for the Aces against the Mercury is they're letting the Mercury catch the ball where they want it. If you let them catch it within their spots, of course they're going to make you pay, and Skylar Diggins-Smith did exactly that.
So you talked about the Aces letting Phoenix catch it where they want. Let's revisit Brittany Griner early on. She had the first 3 buckets of overtime.
Well, what did the Mercury do? They played to their strength as well as Griner has played. Look, you got to keep feeding her the basketball. She started out the first half with 21 points, quiet in that third quarter, even so in the fourth. But in this overtime, Phoenix has said, we are going to our center, and she is paying it off.
Yeah, season highs for Griner all around. 33 points, 14 made field goals, and 24 field goal attempts.
After the Aces had closed the gap in the fourth quarter, I thought the momentum had swung in the favor of the Aces, but the Mercury took it back quick early in this overtime.
Yeah, it was a 20-6 third quarter for the Aces. Gray, Hamby, no call. 2.5 minutes remaining. And as you mentioned, just eating up clock. Thrown from Diggins-Smith straight to Sugar Rogers on the Aces bench.
Yeah, there wasn't a Mercury player over there. But now the Aces can't use a lot of time. They got to find a quick strike.
Here's your first strike from Hamby, and it's off the mark. And now Phoenix will again take their time.
Well, the Aces are just allowing the Mercury to use the clock.
They're going to use every second they have. It remains Mercury basketball with 5 seconds on the shot clock.
I'm going to take a look again at the clock and make sure that the possession is to remain with Phoenix, because Kelsey Plum was campaigning that the Mercury were the last to touch it out of bounds.
As they look at it, so will we.
You watch Kelsey Plum defending Skylar Diggins-Smith.
And right off of the third and fourth fingers of Skylar Diggins' right hand is what Plum's asking for.
Is it the third and fourth or the fourth and fifth?
It was the third finger and the fourth fingernail. Because I know you're being a smart aleck with me, Carolyn Peck.
We're trying to see if the basketball changed directions after it hit Plum coming off Skylar Diggins-Smith.
At first angle was the best one. And it remains Mercury basketball is the call.
Oh,
right? I mean,
that's close. But if it's inconclusive and they already awarded it to Phoenix Mercury, they're not going to change it.
Who you put it in for? It's 2 seconds. Petty's got to take the shot. But a loose ball picked up by the Mercury. My goodness. Everything that could go wrong for the Aces has in this overtime. They got a minute and a half left in a 9-point deficit. Turner gets a part of that. Hamby hugs her, trying to get that foul called.
The Aces just in this overtime just hadn't been able to knock down shots.
I don't know how many shots they've taken. I mean, it has been... You talked about the rebounds and the opportunity before we went. Minute remaining now. Aces have not scored in the last 4 minutes of this overtime, at all in overtime.
Shea Petty has been able to give good minutes for Phoenix. He turned the ball over.
Gray for three. It's a start. Vegas, that's the first one they made. They're 1 for 9 in overtime.
Too much time going off the clock right now.
Yeah, you put Diggins Smith at the line or Griner. They're both perfect from the stripe so far today. This is the only shot that the Aces have made in overtime.
And Chelsea Gray in transition. The quick strike offense is what got the Aces back in the game in that third quarter, but then not able to get free-flowing offense going in the overtime.
Mercury has 7 overtime rebounds to the Aces 2.
That rebounding's huge.
Yep. Fouls on Plum.
Well, for the Phoenix Mercury, Sandy Brandella wanted her team to shoot the ball better. They were able to do that today. The defense for the third quarter from the Aces turned things around, but they weren't able to maintain that the fourth and in this overtime period.
In comes Kia Stokes as Asia Wilson goes out and takes a rest. The Phoenix Mercury doing this without Diana Taurasi, a last-minute scratch due to some aggravation in her left hip. Coming into this game, the Aces had won 9 of their last 10. It's not going to get any easier as Gray knocks another one down with 12 seconds remaining. Sylvia fouls and the Minnesota Lynx coming in.
And with them coming in, they're a team also that will have not only a good center, but they have interchangeable post players go 3-4 with Dantas and Collier. The Aces are going to need a little more of that outside shooting efficiency.
When the Aces did play Minnesota, Sylvia Fowles had a career night, 30 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, 4 blocks. When you look at Brittany Griner, she's got 33 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. A win by the Phoenix Mercury in Vegas over a Las Vegas team that just could never find a flow.
And you had a Phoenix Mercury team that was looking to right the ship after losing 2 games in a row to the Minnesota Lynx. It's a short turnaround time. On Friday, the Aces will play the Minnesota Lynx. They're going to have to tighten up their defense, giving up 99 points.
The Aces All-In post-game show starts right after this break. Mercury with the win. And denied. And then Wilson on the other end, all alone. They're going to make it, Aces All-In post-game show starts now from Las Vegas. Phoenix Mercury came in, took the Aces to overtime, and the overtime segment, Carolyn Peck, the Aces could never find any kind of a rhythm at all.
Well, and the thing that the Phoenix Mercury did is they started out by going back to their center, how they started the game, and Brittany Griner really took over and put the Phoenix Mercury in control.
Yeah, the 99 points that the Mercury scored, the most allowed by the Aces for any opponent. It's also the most scored by Phoenix. Let's end it with the way we began it, the matchup.
Well, I thought this was going to be the most compelling matchup of this game of the two centers, and you have Brittany Griner with 33 points and 10 rebounds. Cambage started to close the gap in that second half, but it just wasn't enough.
More of the post-game show coming up next here from Michelob Ultra Arena in the house. And denied! And then Wilson on the other end, all alone. They're going to make it. Not their night in Vegas. The Aces All-In post-game show continuing. Emery Anderson and Carolyn Peck. And Carolyn, I'm going to ask you a simple question. When you look at the numbers, what went wrong for the Aces?
Brittany Griner got going. She got back on track, having 33 points. The other area as well is the Aces put the Phoenix Mercury at the free throw line way too much. They were 25 of 29 from the free throw line, and when the Aces got there, they weren't able to finish theirs. The Aces 15 of 24 from the charity stripe.
Yep. Phoenix Mercury scored 37% from the three-point line. If the Aces have only allowed 29% over the last 5 games, Aces All-In post-game show continues next. And denied! And then Wilson on the other end, all alone. They're going to make it. Aces have some work to do before they welcome the Minnesota Lynx into the house on Friday. Carolyn, what's priority number one?
Well, I think number one is going to be defending the paint. The pressure defense is going to be the focus tomorrow going into the game on Friday.
All right, well, let's take a look at the bright spot for the Aces. As always, Asia Wilson staying in, never giving up, another double-double for her.
She was efficient, shooting 50% from the floor. She had 25 points on the night, 12 rebounds, and not only that, she had 6 assists as well.
So all the work to be done by Asia Wilson and company as they prepare for the Minnesota Lynx. And so, Carolyn, they have to prepare for the Minnesota Lynx. They've got 1 day to do it. Sylvia Fowles was such a problem last time, but you can't forget about Lasia Clarendon and the other factors as well.
Well, it's going to be individual accountability. Everybody has to do their job. When you've got Sylvia Fowles inside, Nafisa Collier as well, and what Lasia Clarendon has brought to that Lynx at that point guard spot, it's going to be a tough defensive assignment, but I think that revenge is on the mind of the Las Vegas Aces.
Yeah, now they got double revenge. And by the way, we can't ignore it. They have to make their free throws. This was an off free throw shooting night for them at 62%.
Absolutely. If you're going to get to the free throw line, you got to finish it. They've shot well from there all year long. They just got to get that confidence back.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight. We hope you'll join us again on Friday night from the house. All the stars were here both on and off the floor. We'll see you at 7:30 Friday night as the Aces try to find revenge against the Lynx.